Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to It All Goes Back to Sonic. I'm one of your hosts, Harvek. With me, I have MegaFire, Dorko for You, and Bob Hood. We read some fabulous issues today. We read 138 to 144. And you know what? I only read half of that. Fuck you, Ken. I'm not reading your shitty future stuff.
I was really worried that you were going to say, I didn't read anything past 141 or something. That's a much more acceptable answer.
I didn't read any of the Mobius 25 years later. I did not want to do it. We'll get into it later when we actually get to the issues, but I relinquish hosting duties to you, MegaFire.
Okay. Yeah, so we had a pretty good session, I think, of content. I'm curious to hear from all of you. How do you feel? I mean, I heard Harvek's, but what about you, Dorko and Bob? How you guys feeling?
You go first.
I think the big highlight is just the Return to Angel Island story, and then everything else is either terrible or slightly less than okay. I don't know.
Slightly less than okay.
I didn't think the Freedom Fighters thing was that bad. It was overall just okay. It's just, Knuckles and a lot of stuff that I felt wasn't worth reading. But we'll get to that. If we're all ready.
Yeah, let's just jump in. I'm
fucking exhausted though. I was scheduled to work like 6 days in a row, and because some guy went on vacation. But we're all getting ready for like Memorial Day coming up, and then I had to get called in for a 7th today. And I'm fucking tired, but
damn,
let's work our way through this.
But Sonic prevails. Sonic is the one constant.
Well, I hate capitalism.
Sonic's calling you in for an 8th.
Okay, so Sonic and his friends sit at a diner discussing Sally's want for Sonic to sit down on missions. Suddenly, Charmy and his wife walk into the diner and collapse. Charmy later reports that Eggman attacked and destroyed his colony. He wants payback after the rest of the gang finds out that elsewhere on Angel Island, Locke is apparently held prisoner. And it turns out Sally does end up sending Sonic to help, disregarding earlier sentiments. So the Freedom Fighters, also with the help of the Chaotix, arrive to find that Eggman has set up a prisoner camp operated by the Dingos. The guys save the day, and the Echidnas start praying to Knuckles as some sort of avatar. Prisoner Remington explains that when Knuckles returned from the dead, he thought it was BS, but after seeing Knuckles' empty coffin, he started to figure it out. However, before he can get anything good out of this information, he ends up a prisoner for several months. And Knuckles, having heard all this, doesn't believe himself to be the great avatar the prisoners make him out to be, because his powers are gone. Later, Eggman tries to get a certain prisoner that I believe to be Locke to talk about the Master Emerald's whereabouts, and later still, the horses. The heroes encounter the Dark Legion. And for our first thing in the time skip Knuckles thing, Knuckles explains to Sonic the world is blowing up. That's it.
Yep.
That's all I got for that.
So I was just telling the boys before we started, I was like, I tried to take less screenshots this time, but like I also, in case anybody's using these screenshots, like there's just so much. All I can say is go read these. Go read all of the issues that Jon Gray did, because first off, they're good. Second off, there's so much to see in them. I love this. Did you guys check out all the little like Easter eggs, I guess, or whatever? Like there's like so many like little nods to Sonic levels throughout. Like there's even a freaking Tails' Adventure reference to Cacao Island, I mean.
I love this art style so much.
It's so good. We were blessed with a whole freaking story arc with his art, and it's so good.
Shout out to Antoine for still being a stick in the mud over there.
Yeah, it's important. They have to do it like that. This specific, I mean, I love the amount of stuff that's going on in the background in all of these. The vibes are just immaculate. There is something funny with the first image I linked with the bear guards, doing the bunny ears for the photo. In the very next panel, you see them going on the plane, and one of them has a black eye. It's the one that did the bunny ears to his companion. I think that's really funny.
I feel bad because I like this artist, but I forgot their name again.
It's Jon Gray.
Jon Gray, right? Okay.
Yeah. But this diner scene, another core memory for me. Like, the vibes are immaculate. Like, this is what I want from Sonic. I just want stuff happening, but like the boys are back in the back just faffing about. Like, Espio and Vector getting in some kind of argument in the background. There's some silly looking squirrel or monkey guy running around with food. A different table with some of the other squad just eating stuff while, Sonic and his gang are talking about plot. And I'm like, good, this is great. I love this. This is amazing. And I can always count on Jon Gray to deliver on this vibe.
If we can do a quick food review.
Yeah.
What would you eat off the menu?
Oh, yeah, I also wanted to talk about that. Yeah, I trust them enough to try the mistake of the day. I think
I would like some Drano cookies. Yeah, I'm feeling like dying.
Demonic peanuts.
What did you do, Uncle Chuck?
I had to summon Doom Guy for these peanuts.
Well, Sonic, I went down the hill, got my old boomstick here, killed some demons, made some peanuts out of them.
Wait, where did you see Drano?
Oh, it's up
Cookie?
there.
Oh, I did not read that as Drano. I okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
I'm scared to know what LNR means.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too. Yummy LNR pudding.
Dorker, I hear the chuckle. Explain to us, please.
I read something, but there was like no source, and
Fuck it, spread misinformation. Let's go.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Shucks, I can't remember exactly either, which is the problem. I remember two of them.
He got neuralized right now. I'm sorry, guys. The Men in Black got him.
Oh, wait, was it what Bobby wrote?
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. Live New Robotnik. You're right.
Which is a very...
I don't know why she would write this. And I don't know who... I think...
strange joke.
I don't think it's Live New Robotnik.
Behold my full frontal.
No, wait, what was the joke in the Sonic Shorts? He dances. It's like, get a load of this.
Scratch, grounder, massage my cock.
No!
Okay, Robotnik. Drill arms start going.
I made a good edit of the next
Oh, okay.
scene.
I just apparently John tweeted that's what it is. Live nude Robotnik.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, John. What did you mean, John? Hey, can you reach out to us and tell us why? Can you explain the joke?
It's the milk dispenser.
I mean, that's why it's pudding. Makes sense. I made
hi,
this.
John, we like your art.
I made this edit for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. For everybody else, there's a scene where when Charmy recovers, he's Prince Charmy. Now that you've recovered, can you tell me what happened to you and Lady Saffron? We lost everything. I just edited to say, Prince Charmy, the group chat leaked Chaotix. We need to destroy Mobius.
This has to be the most intense panel of Charmy B ever.
There is. He does a few of these with a few characters. I love them each and every time, and it's always in the bottom right corner. It's like the same expression or like similar ones. This is great.
So, I see. Gonna assume Sonic Heroes probably still hasn't come out
It
yet.
has come out. I was actually going to bring that
Oh, it
up.
has?
Yes, Sonic
come out by
Heroes
now?
came out in December. This was published of 2023. This was published in September of 2024. So when they were working on
Alright,
it, it was
so-
probably like July. So yeah.
2004.
Did I say 2020? Oh my god. Yes, I meant, of course,
Yeah,
you guys, 2003
Sonic,
and 2004.
Sonic Heroes came out last year. You know.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, Vector hasn't started working out yet.
I think it's just his style. Well, no, that's not true because some of the guards are beefy boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
yeah.
like Thin Vector. He works in this style. He's big though. Like,
It's time to go hit the. Oh, jeez. No, I'm not even gonna try Vector.
I mean, that's just might be a consequence of being based on the first Vector design.
true. That's also a thing. I love this Eggman. It's so good.
Hi, Egg Pawns. We were just talking about you guys.
Yeah, this is the first introduction of the Egg Pawns. This is to give context to what Harvek was talking about. It's like explicitly like they're thrown around quite a bit. There's a lot of Sonic Heroes like references. The suitcases have Sonic Heroes locations. More like notably, like the Team Chaotix fly off of the like jump out of the ship doing the Sonic Heroes maneuver with Charmy flying Vector and Charmy, or Vector and Espio down with Vector blowing a bubble. Like
Vector, Charmy, and Charmy.
Vector, Charmy, and Charmy.
Vector, Charmy, and the LSD murderer.
The group poses in these comics are so freaking good, dude. I love the Chaotix. I love the fact that Jon Gray got to play with them, and it rolls. I love this. I love this comic. I loved this story. I have like nothing bad to say about it. I just enjoyed everything. The fights were great. There was a lot of like Chaotix moments. I mean, it really gave him time to shine and be on panel and in the background. Sonic kind of dealing with Knuckles and his weakness, and like they really did a good job, I think, relaying the stress of like them dropping in and then new things keep happening and happening and happening. I mean, there's so many panels that go so hard. Like, the style is crazy. The dichotomy of going from, like, Disney DuckTales looking art to, like, here's a prison camp. And then these enemies with, like, Mega Man, like, looking weapons, like Mega Man EXE type weapons. Is great.
Hey, you know what I just noticed? Is this the first time we've seen, like, the modern Eggman logo?
I think yes.
I don't remember.
I think you're right. Yeah, like the Eggman, not the Robotnik. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is the first time.
Eggman. Yeah, not Team Robotnik.
Yeah.
Even though we still call him Robotnik every now and then.
I mean, he is Robotnik. He's just...
Yeah.
He's not been christened Eggman yet, I don't think. I mean, a couple times, but not common.
He calls himself Eggman. Anyways.
But yeah, I think the whole Avatar thing in this story, it feels like it's taking the piss out of everything that was written prior, and I love that. And it's great. I don't know. I think it's weird, but it's supposed to be weird in that sense, and it's supposed to show you how weird all the shit prior really is when it's like everybody is reacting so viscerally to hit. Like, instead of everybody just being like, yep, that's Knuckles, it's just like, that's kind of weird that they're all doing this. And also, like, you know, it's good. I like this. This is very good. Also, Vector planting a flag on top of a heap of bodies is fantastic. Everything's... I love this. I love this first story.
I like it.
I do have one screenshot to share. Give me just a second. I'm sorry. I got a new computer, so I'm still trying to figure everything out. Print screen now pulls up a whole new thing. And I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, Sally cannot see.
It's dramatic. She doesn't want to see. She's blind to the sins of the world.
Where am I going?
Who am I talking to?
Who is that? I just played Pokemon Sun and Moon. I love this hairstyle so much. I sure hope nothing bad happens with this character.
This is kind of getting ahead of myself, but I'm just going to bite the bullet now and just say, like, I really can't care about the Sonic 25 years later stuff.
Hey!
I think reading it back in the day and, like, every subsequent reread was easy because I kind of breezed through everything, and you know, instead of reading like 8 issues in 2 weeks or whatever, I'd have read like 100 issues by now. So it's like, when I have to do it like this, it's excruciating. I'm not
just
gonna
imagine
lie.
how much worse it was in the day.
Well, no,
Like,
yeah. I've been saying that. Like, I've come to realize that once you analyze it like this, where it's like, shit, now I'm waiting for a month between issues.
How much worse it was for... I thought you were going to say how much worse it was for us, who had to read it for the first time.
Yeah, you guys have to. You do have to. So that is something. I'm glad you said it, because like that's I think the perspective disconnect that we'll never have between each other, where it's like you guys all have been reading it at this pace, where I have read it every time at my pace, which is I can probably knock like 20 issues out in a night if I'm reading, right? Or like 15 issues, whatever. And that was like, I would do like a nightly read of Sonic comics. Like that was my bedtime, you know. It was like, oh, time to go to bed, pop up my laptop, read some, or on my phone or whatever. Or if, you know, back in the day, I'll just grab a few from the library and I'll read it, and, you know, before bed, and that's it. It's really bad. Like it's so much, like I know I've said in theory before of like, oh yeah, I kind of like the broad strokes of Ken's writing, and I think that still kind of holds true, where it's like I'll see good ideas here and there, but then I won't have to be like stuck with them like simmering for, you know, weeks on end with only 2 tidbits of like crumbs of like barely like of a fraction of an idea. And it's just like, I hate this, and I get this. This is real rough. Like, we've gone through how many 10, 11 issues in the last couple episodes, all with the Sonic 25, and I can't believe it's been 11 issues. Like, everything we're reading right now in my memory banks, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, it's probably like from like a couple issues, right? Like, this is all the content that I was exposed to in like 2 or 3 issues. No, it's been 11 and it's still going, and it's just no end in sight, and I don't care. It's rough.
Even trying to be generous and look for broad strokes in this story, it's like there's like nothing to chew on.
I mean, I like the idea of like, oh, okay, so some shit happened where like, you know, the people were overusing some powers or whatever, and now there's some kind of weird doomsday scenario. But it's like, to milk the doomsday scenario in between like weird girl talk that's so disconnected, and like just everything like all the character building here, I use that term very lightly, as just non engaging and really not that like good, even as just like I compare Carl Bowlers' story and Jon Gray's art and everything that's behind, like going on and in the background and even on like explicitly, and I compare it to this, and I'm like, I don't care about them playing volleyball in the pool. I just don't care about anything that's happening on screen. I don't care about the girls talking about their husbands or whatever. I don't like, it's been the same shit, different toilet for the last like 5 issues, and I'm done with it. Like, you know, if somebody was to ask me like, oh, what do you remember from 25? I remember that, you know, the families talked a bit about themselves, and then there was a big problem. They solved it.
This all of the fucking
But that's every issue is the same shit. And it's like, this is why I said like, oh yeah, if I think about Sonic 25, I think, oh, maybe it was like 3 issues, right? No, I'm forced to realize that it's actually been like 12 with no end in sight.
I'm just a bit flabbergasted because, like, sue me for bringing this part up again. But between, like, the LSD thing with Charmy and this, I'm just flabbergasted that we can be like, so why the fuck would they do this to, like, the most boring thing you've ever seen?
Yeah, I want more LSD.
Like, no.
Let me see more people narking out. I'd rather have that.
The contrast is really big between the
Yeah,
Carl Bowler's story and
Contrast is the word I was looking for.
this Pender stuff.
Like,
And also, just Carl Bowler's just doing a great job where it's just,
you saying you want more weird, you just put another horrible thing in my head. What? Tails, no! Don't take that fentanyl!
Oh man. But they have to find some weird ass abbreviation for it. It's called Fent, but it's flowery eucalyptus, not
Scratch!
not tasty.
Ground
I don't
up!
know.
Bring me my fent!
Sorry, Dorko, you were saying something. I apologize, Carl Bowlers.
I was gonna say like Carl Bowler's just doing such a good job with the story, and it's like not just like writing something like compelling, but it's like taking like Ken Pender's characters and setting and actually doing stuff with them. The characters get to do things and be themselves. The characters are distinct. They make sense. Their motivations make sense. There's a
I've noticed Ken Penders has like a thing where he'll introduce a bunch of characters, then just kind of like throw them aside and introduce a whole new cast.
I mean, I guess it's following the same trend that like Dave Manick and stuff did, but I mean they were also treating the thing like a Saturday morning cartoon while Penders was trying to create like a drama.
Dark epic.
Yeah, a Greek epic.
yeah, that is the thing a lot of writers did, and including someone else's very session. Which,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the feet counter went up. In case anybody's keeping track. If you even care.
Also, it's a little funny Sonic being a terrible dad and dunking his child into the water.
I mean, that's on brand, though. I guess let's go to 130. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I said Dad of the Year.
That's true.
Dad of the Year.
I guess let's go to 130.
I almost forgot.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
1 second. There was something funny from, like, the letters section, I believe, and I think I'm just gonna read it. Okay, we have a lot to cover this editorial. First off, the Tommy trilogy wrapped up last issue, and it seems the jury, has decided your opinions are really divided down the middle. So for those who love Tommy, you will definitely love what we have in store for him and you. So for all you haters, hang around. I think you may change your tune. But all that is slowly, he is a turtle after all, developing down the line.
I missed that. Wait, that's amazing. This is probably the best thing I've ever read in Toontown. I didn't realize it was so divisive back then. Damn, how did I miss that? Where was this?
Where's Mrs. Butterfly?
Where is she? I miss her. Every day I think about her.
You know what? Maybe leave her in the past. She can stay with Cal and Al.
Yeah, they don't. Did Cal and Al come back as robots already?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I remember I was building up to that because you were like, I hope they come back.
I love it when my funny little side gags come and just bite me in the butt.
Yeah. Oh, also Tails married Mina in the in that 25 years later story. I feel like I should mention that because it kind of spawned a lot of fan content.
It's good you mentioned that because I think half of us didn't read that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whatever, it's dumb, but I don't care.
They gave Espio a goatee. I tuned out then.
You're like, this is the last straw. I'm not reading any of these now.
I see a lot of bad content already. I don't need more.
All right, 139. Let's get moving.
Let's get moving. The gang fights the Dark Legion, and then Knuckles' mom breaks it up, saying they're on the same side as they're working to stop Eggman and the Dingos. They meet Dr. Festivus, who escorts them to Carnison. She brings Sonic and Knuckles to show them that one mural from Sonic 3 with Super Sonic and Eggman, and then brings them to the Master Emerald, which was apparently entrusted to her by Locke just a day and a half ago, so that he would go off and fight the bad guys. Knuckles, having returned from the dead, can't stay near the emerald without getting sick, as it turns out. So then the Echidnas yap about their history, and then we finally found out that Knuckles has a little brother named Kneecaps. Alright, what'd you think?
I don't think his name is Festivus, but I love the idea of Dr. Festivus, who comes in with like an amalgamation of like different holidays ornaments on him.
I was reading that and I was like, why does this echidna look like Gaster?
If I may, just he died for your sins and came back.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that echidna's name?
I think it's Finitevus.
I actually wrote it down somewhere in the summaries, but
did you look it up?
Find it. No, it's in the summary somewhere, but I lost it.
So I might have spaced out on it. This was the first issue I noticed. Did they mention giving Knuckles his like Sonic Adventure 2 gear?
No, yes. Okay. I was gonna bring that up. I forgot. When they're airdropping in, they gave him his Sonic Adventure 2 gear in the previous issue.
But somehow I just completely missed that and noticed it in this issue.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I love it.
It's also another funny thing of like, give the Knuckles characters and setting to another writer and artist, and like the amount of game references just shot up.
It's great. It's great because we get so like I mentioned this earlier. I won't mention this again because it kind of is a running thing where it's like I love seeing the Chaotix doing things. I love seeing the characters doing things. Like go read it. Go read these 4 issues. If you're not reading anything else, just read these 4 because it's really good.
Yeah, there's another huge thing of like, after so many Knuckles stories where the Chaotix are kidnapped or doing nothing, like they finally get to come along for the ride and help out, and it's just it's nice. It's great.
They're leading the charge. It's great. I love Sonic and the Black Knight reference. Like 8 years before it came out.
I've been looking forward to this. Whoa!
Thanks, Dorco. You're gonna have to balance that out.
Fire swords are pretty cool.
Vegas just yelled at me for doing that.
I don't know. There's just so many scenes in here where it's just like they literally took like John and Bowlers took a time to like give each of the Chaotix or a couple of them a panel to like just deck things, like use some cool moves, and it's just this is great. I love it. I do really enjoy the contrast in Jon Gray's like the way he draws different scenes. Where you'll get like kind of goofy background and then you'll get like something really serious close up. The way he draws Finitevus is so cool. Like it's just dripping with style.
There's just so many times I was taking screenshots because like, man, he looks so cool.
He does, and his style really works.
I can kind of tell the differences in the echidnas.
That was a note I made. I was so when Knuckles' mom is introduced again, like first off, not just the mom, but like all the background echidnas have different like clothing and different hairstyles and different like their dreads are all different like lengths and styles. They look different. I mean, Knuckles' mom doesn't just look like Knuckles but woman anymore, and Remington got a huge glow up because they gave him like these cool arm tattoos, and I mean he still has that black hair he had, but it works so much better now. I don't know. He just knows what he's doing. Like let artists do their fucking job and design things, like don't try to take control of Like, make the character, but let somebody else draw them. Like, freak. Ugh. Like, these are the designs I remember. When I think of these characters, these are the designs, because they're so much better.
Yeah.
Also, I took a screenshot of this, and I just wrote the words "awakening" on my.
Awakening.
It's a commissar, Linda.
One of them is like later on there's like a bum shot of this character, I think.
A bum shot.
That could also be called Awakening.
A second, yeah, Fire Emblem Awakening.
So, yeah, look, you had your sexual awakening here. I see Rystar in the background. We are not the same.
Where?
Oh, he's on the monitor.
Oh,
My
he
God,
is on the
when did he-
monitor. There's so many things to talk about in the backgrounds of a
When did
lot of these
Rystar
shots.
join the Dark Legion?
He's always been a part of them. Why do you think he hasn't had another game?
Oh no! Knuckles killed him off screen.
Ken Penders took him in the lawsuit.
Look for Rystar in the Julie Sue Chronicles. Or is it Laura Sue Chronicles? Excuse
Loris, yeah. There's also a really good panel of Knuckles' dad. He looks like he just walked out of Hot Topic with his hair. Oh, but I also really... Okay, another more plot-relevant conversation piece. I really like the... this contrast between, like... The people are all, like, happy Knuckles is back and treat him as this deity, but then, like, the Dark Legion is actually making a lot of sense, where they're like, how could you treat this guy? Like, how could you deify this person who, like, left you? We've been the one that have been fighting for, like, Echidna's freedom and stuff, and you, like, refuse our assistance and all that, and it's just like, I like this. I like this contrast. They're definitely taking the piss out of a lot of previous baloney. And it's good. It's real good.
I guess that's one way to look at it, but it also just, I don't know, feels like a natural way to build up on what was set up. Or maybe not you know, like it's just, it makes sense. It's a good story direction path.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like it. And I think it like reveals how a lot of like the previous stories kind of like, the way people acted towards Knuckles didn't make sense, and then they're like dialing it up by 100 to really drive home the point, and I like that.
Yeah,
I love kneecaps, but
I accidentally muted myself for a second there.
I was wondering what happened.
Accidentally like sort of knocked or hit my microphone, hit the mute.
I was about to say, like, Penders got him.
Yeah, like, it's a good direction. Boom.
I was just gonna
Dorko
mention
fighting for his life against.
I guess a dropped plot point, I guess, was the whole like Knuckles trusts the Dark Legion now for no reason, and now we're back to sort of basics where Knuckles sees Dark Legion, starts punching, and I'm like, man, this is so much better.
Yeah, no, his whole weird plot with... Like, I get it on a Dimitri to Knuckles basis, but I don't think he should have been like... The Dark Legion's cool now, I guess.
No. The Dark Legion is good. Eggman told me so.
But, like, even this story is like it makes much more sense as a... Like, oh, we're, like, teaming up with these guys we don't like. And, like, the way the characters... think about it, the way they treat each other, it makes so much more sense. It's more natural. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot more characterization being hashed out here than any previous instance, I guess, because it's like I'm speaking ahead again, but like we'll see more of it. But it's just like, yeah, Knuckles' reactions make a lot of sense.
I also feel like there was a gargantuan nerf to the Dark Legion in this, which it feels right. I mean, Eggman should be like the end-all be bad guy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a year, and Eggman's been decimating, like, everyone sort of indiscriminately, so...
And, like, if the Dark Legion was ever such the galactic, like, ending threat it was, why was Robotnik still in control?
Because they were in the Phantom Zone. Not the Phantom Zone, the Twilight Zone.
They
Like,
were in
something
the
zone.
Same thing.
they were in the Turok realm.
That's exactly. Yeah, I feel like you'd be. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I kind of forgot, but I also think it's cool the whole, like, not just Eggman taking over, but the fact that he basically, I was gonna say hire, but I don't think hire is the right word. And he like convinced the Dingos to help him. Like, I feel like that's really good. And then it's like the I don't know what to call it, the Brotherhood, the Echidna Society kind of F themselves over by ignoring Eggman and also treating the Dingos poorly, and now it's really biting them in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean that's what that's what I've been saying from the beginning. I really like the Dingo's plotline because I was thinking about how it builds up to all of this. I think
It took so long to get here.
yeah, I know, but listen, I have Shulk future sense. I can't help it. It's hard, but I did like it in the moment. I have always enjoyed the Dingos as an entity in this comic. Like I'm not gonna back down on that one. I think that there are some like writing problems where like people rush to conclusions and shit throughout. But like I do enjoy like Stryker and like, you know, the Dingo characters that we get, which really is just Stryker and Harry and just their place in society. And then, you know, it kind of comes to a head with this. But yeah, I feel like we should probably get onto the next one because I feel like a lot of this is just connected. Almost, yeah. So let's maybe go. There's a slumber party, and then Knuckles next.
140. Knuckles goes to the Master Emerald and he is sad because he lost his powers and the Legion is mocking him, and he cannot live up to the expectations of his fellow echidnas. Evil Archimedes is smiling. Meanwhile, I think I had some questions about that, but I'll get to that later. Team Dark Legion finds out where Locke is being held, and they head off. Eggman gives up on extracting info from Locke because he can't get anything out of him. So he orders his execution, but Sonic arrives right on time, and he and the others save the day. However, while everyone was busy with all this, Eggman dispatched his Dragonball OC named Hunter to find the Emerald instead. I'm not knocking Jon Gray. I don't dislike that he's drawn.
It's on purpose. You can definitely. He's literally a Dragon Ball character.
It's completely unapologetic. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
If I could correct you on one thing, Bob.
Yeah.
It's Darkimedes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll explain later, but a lot of the stuff is. A lot of our issues have to do with this arc, so I guess I'll just ask now. What happened here? Was he like disguised as Archimedes or something?
No,
Hunter?
no.
Or, okay, so why is there an evil Archimedes?
Okay, I don't know if any of this is confirmed, but my understanding, because I knew somebody would ask in this chat. My understanding is that it was a fake out, but also him saying it's going just as he predicted is. The whole thing about this is future, but anyway, Knuckles gets his spoilers to like 10 minutes from now. Knuckles gets his powers back, and the reason is because he's back in proximity with the Master Emerald. At first, we're led to believe that his power is getting sapped. The remaining energy that he has is being sapped by the Master Emerald as a consequence of him coming back to life. But in reality, It was maybe Archimedes realized because Knuckles comes back into the chamber, is able to sit there for longer. There's like some energy coming off of the emerald, and he's probably like, yes, okay, so because he's kind of watching over in the shadows. We find out like just to make sure that nothing happens to the Master Emerald from the Dark Legion or whatever. So I think the whole thing is just like, okay, so Archimedes is just like. Okay, great. The Master Emerald is working to power Knuckles back up, or whatever. That is my. But hey, it's just a theory. I can't we'd have to ask Jon Gray why he did this, but like that's just. I think it was a fake out, and B, it's like. Just he's referencing the fact that he understands that Knuckles is getting recovered by the Master Emerald.
Yeah, now that you say that it's a fake out, like I guess that makes sense to me. I don't like it. It just seems kind of silly, but all right.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I'm in agreement. I think it's a cool ass face. I love it as a single piece of art, but like, I don't understand why. Except that it's like a fake out. That's all. I also really love the whole kneecaps thing, knee capone mace.
I like how whenever he speaks, he's just a little emoji.
Yeah.
He's going goo goo gaga, but you just see funny, happy face, angry face, sword.
Maybe John was just having too much fun drawing all these menacing faces, but they're pretty fun to look at.
Pretty great.
I got a quota. I got to get in as many menacing faces as possible. Quick, let's just make some shit up.
There's so much style whenever Finitevus is on screen, by the way. like there's this weird ass hypnosis effect that they draw. Okay, speaking of menace, Jesus, I wasn't gonna. Let me just take a screenshot of every single page in this comic, but anyway, this is so cool. It's just the style, man. Like everything is it's dripping. It's just so full of style.
So I just noticed this. I noticed the DL in the background. Is that the same font as DK?
It does kind of make you think of it, huh?
It really does.
There are moments where there's some font that he uses that really reminds you of Disney, and I'm like, there's no shot. This man, of course, he ended up working for Disney Comics.
I keep expecting Knuckles to walk in and the big reveal to be, yeah, okay.
I love.
And then we get Super Donkey Kong.
It's this little censored SBO yelling at Sonic for I don't know, screwing up the balance on their car. Oh, there's just so many good bits here. Harry's back. My boy, my favorite guy, he's back. But they made him kawaii. They made him like give me his little scrungalo as the kids say.
Look at a little scringly dingly.
Yeah, so this hunter, if you don't remember, it's the same hunter as the person who was in those comics with the gorilla guy from way back. If you guys remember the gorilla?
This was
I actually do remember this.
This was such a fun character pull because, like, you know, they really built it up. Like oh, who did Eggman capture? Who did he send to do this? It was like this guy. I was like, what?
And it's so good because they made him out to be like this like hunter of stuff. It's like, what does that mean? Like in this world, like this is the first time we see who's he hunted? How is he not notorious? They're all animals, and it's just like having this dude who's like good at his job because he's a hunter. I'm like, yeah, this rules. His chaos spear, like, come on, you guys, you're cooking, you're making a feast.
Yeah, they did a good job of taking this character and making him so much more interesting, fun to look at.
He's kind of Craven the Hunter-esque.
Right.
Which, I mean, probably obvious, the pull. He do be a DBZ character, though.
it's
like in one panel, he straight up has, like, the Toriyama brow lines, like he was, like, Super Saiyan 3 or something.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I think that's in the next issue, right?
Yeah, it's one of the next ones.
Oh, you know what? Another thing I really like about this. We haven't. I mean, I guess talked about the main quote unquote villain, but there's a new person in charge of the Dingos. If you guys notice, it's not Stryker. Stryker was the guy that appeared before, General Stryker. This is now a different person, General Cage, and he just gets trounced off panel. It's really funny, and I really like that. I don't know why. It just feels really good about like the way they handled him like that. Yeah, Knuckles and Sonic kiss or something. I don't know. Next issue.
Next issue. Hunter subdues some of the Dark Legion and eventually shows up at the Master Emerald being guarded by Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic is preoccupied with Hunter's funny ball weapon, and Knuckles falls sick again. However, Knuckles overcomes his illness, as we were discussing earlier, we find out what's going on, and he actually becomes Super Knuckles. None of Hunter's tools work on him anymore, so Knuckles scoops them up and tosses them into the ocean, and then the Dingos are no more. Eggman starts yapping over a transmission and threatens to take the emerald, so Knuckles and his father realize the Master Emerald needs a new hiding place. Knuckles asks about Remington, and Archimedes tells him that he, Dr. Finitevus, and others were killed by Hunter. Then everybody leaves Angel Island as Knuckles resolves to leave behind in order to stop Eggman. Eggman, meanwhile, shows us that the echidnas and the Ant Council are not dead, but rather Remington and the others are in his captivity being turned into robots. The end.
I'm not gonna lie, Knuckles' dad goes really hard in the Sonic Channel style. They gave him designs. That's all they had to do to make him, like, not just Knuckles with a fucking white beard. They just had to give him clothes. Like, make him cool. What the hell?
It does also help a lot that they, like, took design elements from, like, the Echidna tribe from Sonic Adventure. It's smart. Good.
Yes. Yeah. I love man, I just love how this issue starts. It's so good. Just seeing the guy, the hunter, just 1, 2, 3, basically going, how many licks is it? Millions to go. Like, what a absolutely wretched guy.
That poor teddy bear.
The teddy bear, yeah, it's just so good. There, I do have. Oh, here it is. I love this pose that Knuckles and Sonic strike up to fight Dragon Ball Z Man.
Look at that guy. Okay.
He literally looks like not Bobbity. Oh, what's the demon guy that accompanies Bobbity?
Dabura.
He looks like Daburo. Yeah.
You can't stop me, Kakarot. That's not my name, dude.
Also, I love that Linda's whole beef with wow, Julie Sue. Oh my goodness. Is
okay.
No, I have to know these by heart. Is just because her dad didn't love her enough.
I did think this was really good, but also I thought it was just really funny, just how her expression of, like, by the second panel there, it's just so much angrier and crying more. She's seething.
She's seething. Oh my god, she's a dominatrix and she has daddy issues. I can fix her, or she can fix me.
What? Damn. Okay.
Learning a lot about MegaFire.
these are there's a little asterisk next to everything I just said in the last 2 seconds. This is not my thing. I thought it would just be funny.
Actually, that asterisk stands for New Avengers.
Shut the fuck up. You just spoiled me.
What? They do it in the comics.
I don't read comics.
Okay.
I
don't think that's true.
No, it's true. It's true. Trust. There is something in here. Oh yeah. Well, first I do have a critique. This is really funny looking, but I love it. That Super Knuckles reveal is really silly looking. It looks like an internet joke face. I don't know. That sounded so boomer-esque, but, like, I don't know how else to describe it.
Why is his mom so sad?
He's scary.
Super Knuckles does look a little weird.
Yeah, that's why she's sad. He's like, oh, he wasn't drawn quite. Isn't Pink Knuckles supposed to be Hyper Knuckles?
He is called Hyper Knuckles, yes.
Which they've revealed in this comic before. They've had Hyper Knuckles.
Here we go again.
So why do they decide to make Pink Knuckles Super Knuckles now?
Probably because it's more visually interesting.
But he was this already, wasn't he? He was pink in the Hyper Knuckles reveal in the comic. as well as in the games.
Yeah, writer probably forgot.
It's the Chaos Emeralds thing all over again.
I do want to, before I forget, there is something really fun about this transformation, is that it's actually a reference to something, and I wanted to ask MG if he knows.
Oh my goodness.
It looks familiar, but I can't say what. Enlighten me, Dorko. Looks through his notes.
So the top part's important, and then I'll link the other part in a second.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's a Naruto reference.
And
MG's favorite.
yeah. What? Oh my god. It is.
Wait, is it Naruto? I was joking.
It's not what you think it is.
It's
Oh,
fucking El Paizo.
oh my gosh.
It's actually a Mega Man reference.
I think I was right on the money when I said the weapons are Mega Man-esque.
Yeah, probably.
Seen a lot of Mega Man fans in these Sonic comics. What are you guys trying to imply?
The signs
Like,
were
I don't know the Zero games that well. I suck at them, so I mean.
Fair.
But that's like 1-to-1 El Paizo.
That's his name, El Paizo? That's a really funny name.
Yes, his name is El Paizo. The final boss wears pink. It's amazing.
El Kaizo.
I hate this man. This man kills X.
Damn, thanks for the spoiler, buddy.
The sled is called Rosebud. And Snape kills Dumbledore.
Snake from Metal Gear Solid? Also, boys, wake up. A new Eggman face dropped.
That's a very unhinged Eggman.
his glasses are now his eyes.
He's kind of he's kind of being like becoming K. Rool or something.
Scratch, Grounder, Clump.
Oh, I wanted to mention something which you guys probably didn't even think about, but remember how when they were told that Remington died, Knuckles is upset by it, and Linda's like, there's no time to mourn friends or family. In case you didn't know, this was revealed, but it was kind of low-key-esque in the comic. Remington is actually related to Kragok, so that would make him technically Linda's nephew, which she knows, but he doesn't. I don't think he knows that he's related to the Dark Legion like that yet.
Okay.
It'll be the only reason I bring it up is because this will be important later. Yeah. Oh, and then another core memory page just dropped for me personally, and that's the freaking egg grapes. I think that's what they're called. I think they'll be called. Yeah, they will be called that later officially, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, the egg grapes. I don't think the name is actually here in the. Yeah, I don't see it.
Hey, Dorko, for you, can you call Clement and have him yell out the egg grapes for us?
Your good friend, the Clement.
Wait, let me try to do some sort of impression.
The
egg grapes!
Never mind, you don't have to call him. You're our guy.
You're hired for the role of Clement. All right. I think maybe it'll be okay, Bob, if you give the summary of 142 and 143 together. Unless you guys have any final thoughts on this story arc, because it's going to move on from this story now for the next two. Any closing wrap-up summary thoughts, I guess, on this? Harvek, go ahead. You first.
I said I'm good.
All right, Dorko?
I I heard good things about this Return to Angel Island, and yeah, it was a really fun read. It was good. It was great. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was the highlight of this session. Pretty fun. It was nice to see Did Jon Gray, prior to this, get to do a lot of action scenes, or was it just
Just the slap.
right? Yeah, just the slap. I was gonna say like just the Sonic's return to Knothole, but yeah, that was it. Just the slap. The most action scene in all of the comic.
Do you need anything else?
I guess he did do a little flashback of Doc Quack getting blasted by a landmine.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Jon Gray did a good job.
Jon Gray, hit us up. We love you.
Are we moving on?
I guess there's one thing I was going to say. It was a stupid thing I thought was kind of funny about the 25 years later part. Is just the way I summed it up was, with the Rotor and the other scientists like talking about blah 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 blah. I summed it up as we did the math. It's Sonic's fault.
Wait, that's so good. Oh my god, I forgot to do a summary for this one too. The previous one was Sonic and Knuckles kiss. I didn't do one for this one though. I forgot. That's really good. We did the math. That's so good.
It's Sonic's fault.
I think that we found our episode title.
And also,
no, I feel
there was like a maybe there was just like the previous story. There was just a weird thing of like sort of a flashback kind of like Knuckles like, oh, he got his powers again and he killed Robotnik because Knuckles is the best, and also he remade Mobius as he thought it should. What?
Yeah. I remember now. And then yeah. Okay.
And so well, that's weird. And then we're convinced Sonic doing some zone hopping is the problem. Like, well, again, we did the math, as you can see. Look at the chart. It's Sonic's fault. Okay.
Wait. Look at the chart, guys. It says clearly. Look at the computer. It just says clearly it's Sonic's fault. Insufficient data. Okay.
This whole thing is Sonic's fault.
Yeah, I was okay. Remember what Dorko said about this, because I'll be honest, this is actually the most important plot point in these right now. Well, there's a second one that's going to be coming up that will be very important as well, but that whole thing where Knuckles gets his powers back and does a bunch of shit, remember that. That'll be coming back. Outside of the 25 years later stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good summary of the 25 years later. Okay, 140, I think, yeah, just give us 142 and 143 together.
Okay. Hope does research at a library for a history project at her history report at her school. She stumbles across data on the original freedom fighters after she asks Sonic what he knows about this group of freedom fighters. So back when Sonic was 5 years old, Robotnik took over Mobotropolis. The retired Colonel Stripe and his buds find out that King Acorn is captured. So he tells Sonic, who is separated from his family, to look for Sally, Rosie, Julayla, and as many children as possible to escape to Knothole. And then the Colonel rallies the rest of the Mobius to escape as many people as possible so they can find another day, as Knothole is lost. Or, not Knothole, Mobotropolis. He and his gang help build a village for Knothole, and then one night Sonic and Sally overhear him grouping with his allies to form the Freedom Fighters. So, sometime later, Mr. Peckers, the parrot, reports to Stripe about the location of King Acorn. He was sent to the Void, so the Freedom Fighters sneak into Robotnik's headquarters to find a doorway to the Void. However, Scales is a traitor, Scales the Snake, and hands the team over to Robotnik, who traps them and Scales into a room-sized roboticizer. So he then walks his new robots into the Void to get rid of them.
Who could have guessed that the Snake would be a traitor?
The Mobians had to wait for several years to learn about this, as Uncle Chuck, who was under Robotnik's control at the time, had it recorded to his memory as it happened. So then young Sonic eventually decides to continue the Freedom Fighters with his friends. And then the foot counter goes up. Tails. That's 142 and 143 for the Freedom Fighters thing. In the middle of that is a short story with Amy, where Sally gives a speech and makes it official that Amy's one of the Freedom Fighters.
Yeah,
and the 25 years later stuff. or something that actually does happen. Rotor concludes that the space distortions could be stopped if someone does time travel to get to the past to get data. He asks Sonic for access. He asked Sonic for access to Robotnik's tachyon displacement chamber to send someone back. And then we get in the next one, we get a flashback to Knuckles before the big 25-year time skip. Locke is dying as he has a carcinogenic pancreas. Before passing away, he tells Knuckles how bad he feels about putting him in a microwave at such a young age. He passes into sleep soon after. We then see post-time skip Knuckles visit the grave and tells his father that he's going to give his daughter the choice that he and Locke couldn't have. That's all I got.
I like the Amy story. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
the Amy story is good.
Yeah, I didn't write much for the summary, but I thought it was alright.
I like the contrast of designs between Sally and Amy. The artist is like, you must keep Amy as simple as possible, but I want to see every single strand of hair on Sally's head.
Yeah, Stephen Butler really went hard on Sally's hair.
Be HD or you're a dead motherfucker.
I need her hair flowing in every single shot, even if there's no wind.
Sally kind of a dick for starting this speech as like, remember when Amy threw a temper tantrum because she wanted to be a freedom fighter? Well, now she will be.
I do like Amy's reaction with the thought bubble of, I'm going to die on stage right here, right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really good.
Me when I'm on stage.
This is it, Luigi.
Yeah, it's cute. I like it. Oh, they bring her Pico Pico hammer design in, like the real one, the actual like red and gold.
Yeah.
Finally.
I'm gonna miss the sledgehammer.
I do think
that there's something I missed but I think Kim Bender's blog pointed it out. But Sally says Amy used Sonic's billionth magic ring to wish herself older. That's not what happened.
That's not true. Yeah.
I have to wonder, like, was that a mistake or a retcon?
What actually happened again?
Sorry.
I forget. Well, Bob was asking what did happen.
I forgot what actually happened.
No, what did Amy use again? I forget. It was something for Sally's mom.
Yeah, it was. I have a screenshot of it somewhere. It wasn't the billionth ring because he used the billionth ring to save his dad. Man, what was it? Do we remember what issue it was that? I think it wasn't the Sword of Acorns, but it was something. It's not a Chaos Emerald.
The Ring
either.
of Acorns.
The Ring of Acorns. I forgot about that thing. Yeah. That's honestly a mistake, I guess, on Carl's side.
Oh, it wasn't Carl.
Oh, you're right. It was the editor.
Which I feel like that makes it extra embarrassing, but
you're right.
Whatever.
I want to give so the story with the old freedom fighters is whatever. It's okay. I don't really care about it. It's fine. Like it's true filler. Yeah. I do like Hope being in this. I like that Hope is leading I mean, she kind of is sprinkled in. I like seeing her getting a little bit of build up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ooh.
I like her being like just a person out of water, and so she's trying to learn about this new culture that she's kind of been taken in by. So in that aspect, I think while the story of those freedom fighters I don't care about, I like the context of why they were given to her, and I like that it's Sonic telling her about it, and then she finds out some more on her own. I want to point out one thing. So about the art, I really think the art is super cool. On it's Art Maloney that did the art for this. What a name. Whenever they're talking about the old freedom fighters, it's like his art, but like with way more detailing, shading, more like penciling. It looks really nice. I think it's got a very. I think it's really like stylistic. It's cool. I think it more so in 143 than 142 for some reason. But it's like a flashback filter of some sort that he did, and it looks cool. And then my final closing thought is Obi-Wan Kenobi. I hate everything here. Man. Maybe I'd care more about Locke like 5 years later if they did this 5 years later.
Yeah, I really don't care about the whole story about the original freedom fighters or whatever. It feels like an unfortunate throwback to the sort of story I really didn't care for from older issues of like, here's a bunch of new characters that look like generic cartoon characters and they don't have a personality and I'm falling asleep.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Am I reading 444 or do we have any other thoughts?
Nope, that's all yeah.
And go. So 144, we actually start off with the 25 years later. Knuckles tells Lara Sue that he was wrong to deny her the choice and that she does get to be the next Guardian. And she's happy about it. Later, Knuckles gets on a ship with Sonic, Kabor, and Rotor. They disembark in Seuss and navigate some toxic wasteland to make their way to some backup shelter built by Eggman. Stumbling all over the place. But something goes wrong before the time travel process completes. Laura Sue, who had snuck onto the shuttle, starts vanishing, and then before too long, Sonic is gone before the big machine can shut down. And then we get a story about a section of the Not Whole News called Love and Loss, where anonymous readers give letters to someone named Allie, who gives the readers advice about their romantic situations. Allie or Ally. Probably Allie, because we'll find out why. Basically, we see an exchange with Bonnie about the Antoine situation, then with Mina about her feelings for Sonic resurfacing, which ends with her getting over him and resolving to stay with her boyfriend. Then we get one with Amy talking about Sonic, who disregards Allie's advice entirely about trying to stay in the middle. And then we get one under the reader named Royally Scarred, who all the readers immediately figure out is Sally, who, as we remember, got fed up with Sonic not being there because he was dealing with other things. Allie stresses that both sides in that situation have good points, and then suggests she might have gotten too far with her confrontation, albeit due to massive pressure. That doesn't mean the relationship is done for, but who knows? Good luck, Sally. I stopped writing the summary here because I had to fucking go to work. But what happens is we seem to find out that it is Sally all along who has been anonymously accepting the letters, but also wrote the one from Royally Scarred, as if to imply, as I understand it, that she made it obvious on purpose so people would stop like asking her about that. Is that what I'm getting from this?
One more time?
I think so.
Like, Sally is the person on the love letter thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one taking all letters, but also she wrote one to herself as if to, I think she made it obvious that everyone would figure out that it was her who sent that because they all, figure it out right away.
Yeah, I think she did it on purpose from what her and, Nicole were talking about at the end, because everybody's probably just been hounding her about it, and so this is kind of
Point
it's
being,
her way to also work through her feelings.
Work her feelings, and this is the stories of telling us of how she eventually gets over it. The end.
Yeah. I'm waiting for this concert to show up.
The Sonic Underground I had that ready to go.
Yeah, that's the story I want to read.
No more Mobius 25 years later. Let's just have the Sonic Underground guys show up.
You're right. This freaking little banner here kind of went hard. Thanks, John, once again for going extra. Also, me reading the Sonic comics. No, it's You know what? This whole little story here is another core memory of mine, because I very explicitly remember the first time I was reading this. I had this physical issue, reading it in bed, and I was like, "This is such a interesting." I feel like I'm watching Sabrina. I don't know how to explain to you guys the feelings that I had reading through this, but it was like it just felt nostalgic reading this again. Because typically I just kind of breeze through it, So having the moment where I can just go through and read it again. Harvek, did you know you made a guest appearance?
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you did. You missed yourself right here.
I did, unfortunately. Yep. There I am.
Who the little baghead guy on the wanted poster?
Oh,
That's me.
You thought I was talking about the bear. Fools. I was talking about the baghead, dude.
I mean, I have been referred to that in the past, but
Fair enough. You know what? I realize it's yeah, it's true. It could happen.
I'd rather not, but if you want to call me that, go for it.
No,
I you do
baghead.
you.
Also, the little girl that gets the issues for Rosie and stuff.
It's just
it's one of the original kids.
The bear is just a recolored A&W mascot.
Oh, really?
No, but
Oh, I don't. I trusted you completely, dude. I didn't know.
there
anything.
are similarities, but this bear is way more appealing.
I like this. You know, I have my problems with Rami Chaykon's stuff, but I think this one was a nice one to kind of like balance set the like people's feelings, especially those that I feel like didn't have enough. You're right, it does kind of look like him. Especially those that didn't have enough coming into this like new status quo, you know, a year later, and everybody's kind of what happened and all that. We never really answer those questions. I think it's nice. I think they did Sally well in this, personally. I thought it was nice to have like this bit where it's not just, oh, Sally's like, you know, dumping all this stuff, but it's her just working her through her stuff at the same time, you know, kind of letting those who know her in a little bit without being direct, because I guess, you know, putting your feelings out there is difficult. So I like it. I think it's an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, I liked it, and I like Jon Gray's style for like this story. I just thought that was a cute combo.
Mm-hmm. I think it definitely wouldn't have hit as well if it wasn't Jon's art.
yeah. Probably. I'd say most of my enjoyment from the story was just the art. I mean, the story's not terrible. It's okay, but yeah, for me, it was mostly the art carrying it.
Yeah,
and it just helps because it kind of does lead into like, oh, okay, this is why Sally is doing better now, because she's like moving past it.
Oh yeah.
And it's a nice way to not just be like, oh, Sally's okay now, and which is very good, because they don't do like, usually you just see people on and off switch in this comic, so it's like this is like now a good way for them to segue feelings and stuff. I don't know. I think Rami did a fine job here. It's okay. It's not bad. I think it did. There's a couple things that are really weird. It's just products of the time or whatever. And some of the phrasing is strange. But part of me is like, maybe it's because Sally was trying really hard to hide the way she would normally talk and just be like as weird as possible to throw the trail off and all that.
Well,
so
that might be giving too much credit.
I maybe, but I don't know. Like the way he writes is not like this usually. So it's like, maybe that's the point. Regardless, I enjoyed it. So be what it may. Royally scarred next to Sally's like darkened face with the tears it kind of goes hard though. Yeah, definitely wouldn't have worked as well if it wasn't Jon.
Yeah.
I think of all these, the bunny one is the one that I was like, this is nice. I like the letter that Bunny wrote. It sucks because they're OTP, but it's okay. I also appreciate the fact they didn't do a little Mina, like, it would have been so easy for them to be like, here's the love triangle now. And it's like, no, Mina is not an idiot. So that's nice.
the Sonic writers. I didn't hear that. Get them together now.
The
I
will
want
she,
a
won't
love-
she is...
I need a love square post haste.
I need a love pentagon. Tails is in there somewhere. But not the way you think. I also like the Amy one, where it's like... Basically, she's just like trying to grow up really fast, and the advice is literally just like, dude, take your time. You have a whole life to live. And she's just like, nah. And I'm like, yeah, that's a very Amy way to go about it. I like that. It's good.
You still have your youth, Amy. Signed, Solid Snake.
I did remember. I did pull one thing from the Thanks Ken Pender's blog that I wanted to share with you guys, because I had this actually saved previous to us even doing this podcast. So one of the few things, this Sonograms. Dear Sonograms, my favorite hero is Tails. I really like the other heroes like Sonic and Knuckles. I like Tails because he has two tails. Can you make some more Tails comic books? And then followed by, I have never heard of Mina the mongoose. What kind of animal is she?
I wish
I love this
monkeys
kid.
were real.
Yeah. What kind of goose is that? Good kid, good kid. We love it when kids put their foot out there, or put themselves out there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got. Wrap up thoughts, fellas?
Are we almost done with the 25 years later stuff?
So something I read that MegaFire could confirm is that was the last part of 25 Years Later written by Ken Penders.
Yes, it is. That's exactly correct. Because if you... Thanks, Dorko, for bringing this up. This is the ending of the Sonic stuff that Ken Penders reintroduces in his Julie Sue Chronicles, or Lara Sue Chronicles. Lara Sue, he just straight up pulls scenes from this, and then you see it transition into the new art style when she disappears and Sonic goes into the past. Yes, this is the last, but it's not the last of Mobius 25 years later. Although
No.
I'm excited to see what you guys think of the newer story that appears quite a bit down the line.
Oh, no.
It's not written by Ken Penders.
I don't care.
Gee,
Please don't
this,
skip it.
this session was, I'd say this session was pretty good if you don't fucking read 25 years later.
Yeah. need to make
Yeah.
the Sonic comic supercut.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll do
Angel On thing was pretty good. The Freedom Fighters thing was a bit sleepy. I didn't think it was like terrible. It was, yeah, it was kind of nothing. Kind of the nothing like new group of characters, like Dorko said.
Kind of running out of like good flashback material now.
And the love thing at the end was cute. So overall, not terrible, not bad, fun read. Jon Gray carried basically.
Yeah. No, I don't want to discount Carl Bowlers' writing though. I think he wrote the story well. I really liked the Return to Angel Island.
I am very happy that Jon Gray is part of the comic now, as we're reading. Like, it's my favorite art to look at this time.
That's all I got. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the end?
So next time. Oh, Dorko, is there any other thoughts you had before? I don't want to.
I mean, I'd probably just be repeating myself. I just really liked Return to Angel Island, and everything else was just bad or boring.
Great. If you guys thought that was bad, get ready for the next session. It gets worse. It gets worse before it gets better, everybody. So, please, MG, don't skip everything this time. I beseech you, try. I would love to hear your input, even if it's negative, because
I'm putting the gun in my mouth right now, MegaFire.
you can't do that.
Also, I can't stop myself from constantly counting the issues until Ian Flynn joins. It's like
We're
it feels
almost
like we're
there.
so close but so far away.
We get stories with a lot of really cool, like, there's some stuff that happens, some characters that are introduced that are, they won't be cool in the beginning, but there's some lore. Don't skip. There's some fun scenes here and there, especially in the B stories. They're pretty fun. Dorko, be on the lookout for new writers and new artists. I'm pretty sure that there's a bunch of new people that start doing stuff. So next time we're gonna read through the this is only gonna mean anything for people who've read the comics before. The Good, the Bad, and the Unknown. There's some lore in there. It's a 4-parter, and then potentially I'll ask to read maybe a couple issues after The Good, the Bad, the Unknown, just to get some more progress. So it'll be probably like 5 issues, 6, 7 maybe at most, but it'll be up to 150 at the very least.
Okay.
Don't worry, Ken Penders is going away soon.
He won't hurt you anymore.
I wish I could believe that.
We get a really good character really soon. Dorko's favorite character, in fact.
What?
Bait the cat's already in the story.
No, his other favorite character.
Wario?
That's right. That's not.
Good night, everybody.